There we go. Welcome, welcome everybody. Welcome to our Mementos Makers afternoon meeting on Sunday, the 29th of March. And we just got back from an amazing meeting with the This Is It team in Orlando. That was on yesterday from 12 till 5. Now, I don't think I've ever been in a room where I have got multi millionaires sitting there teaching us what to do for 25 bucks kind of thing. You know, there was like, I don't know, how many people were there, Canute?
250.
If that, right? So they were just standing up in the room, just talking about what they were doing because they were in their team and they live near them in Palm Beach. And we're sitting there, and he goes, Steve Merritt goes, we don't care if you're in another team or you're in our team. You can use our stuff. You can do this. I mean, it was just amazing. It was just amazing. So the roadmap, that was the name of our training today, where we've been and where we're going. That's kind of funny. We started this business patching people, saw back, all of that, using lots of patches. We didn't have a system or anything. We sort of grew through that. Um, anyway, Onyx Call, This Is It team emerged about a year later. They saved us. We wanted a system. We got a system. We've got their system. We got their system big time now. Um, so patch, invite, duplicate, and This Is It info is open to everybody. It's great. They're redoing their testimony site at the moment because of compliance issues. So what they're going to do, they're getting new testimonies. So that will be up in warp speed time. But just at the moment, we just have to use stuff from Telegram and that, and whatever else we have just just in this interim. Um, so over the next 4 weeks, what we got yesterday, we're going to run it over the next 4 weeks because it's just like it was jam-packed. But I mean, it is their system. We just use their system. It's just so much easier. Every week's going to have a purpose. It's your roadmap. Every session will build on the last session. And then by May 1st, you're going to have every skill, every script, and every mindset tool you need to build this business with confidence. So let's do it. Um, and yeah, today, oh, I'm just gobsmacked with what we learnt yesterday. It was amazing. So let me just go over. So what moved us from yesterday? So Knut, are you able to just give us a little synopsis on what you got from this meeting?
Uh, I'm not sure that that's fair to everyone, but because we've been in a network marketing organization for such a long time. Um, but I think to narrow it down and condense it into some super condensed milk, it would be stay true to the system and don't try to learn everything
Yeah,
because you can't learn everything.
yeah,
Step one, have a reason. Step two, step three, make some time commitments, make your list and start calling people to make people to extend the invitation, whether it's one-on-one, whether it's via Zoom, or whether you invite them to a team Zoom. That's really the crux of the matter. The moment in time you decide that you want to have an extra $1,000 per month or a week, then the process starts. And be prepared to stick at it for 60 to 90 to 6 months. 60 days, 90 days, 6 months. And you'll
yeah.
really, really, really begin to see how this system operates.
And Steve Merritt was teaching and he showed like the presidential level. So you have like manager, then executive level, then presidential level. Um, he showed that and he said, all this is what you do at executive level and what you do to become a director. You just keep doing it. And he goes, and it just gets more and more and more and more. So if you don't get tired of repetition, you will be good. Good to see you, Louise. But it was so amazing. They were saying, the less you know. Gina got on stage on the little step thing there, and she goes, I don't even know my login. I'm just talking to people. I'm talking to people, and they were all making fun of her. And she goes, I don't even know it. I don't log in. I don't look at it. and it was at her account, right? So it was so funny, but they were like so big on it, and there was just we were just on eye level with them. They were walking around, and they were like, "You don't have to know everything. You have to know what to say to invite, patch, follow up, get them on Zooms. That's it." And they said that you will find people mainly in depth, and they said you'll find it through launches, and then you keep driving through launches through that, and prospecting, which we're going to give you some good stuff today from that. So um yeah, you got your biggest takeaway, so that's good. And then anytime we get anything that's good, like I called a guy today based on what people were standing up in the stage saying, this is what I said. So I called a guy that I used to work with, and he was like, yeah, hit me up. So we're zooming tomorrow based on what they were saying. So it's finding people that want passive income is what this system is. So they don't even go down the path of patching for illness. I mean, sometimes you have to, because you're there and you love them and all of that. But this system really is just driving passive income and finding other people that are hungry for that.
Can I share a story about the people in, was it Atlanta or South
Yeah.
Carolina?
Yes.
Okay, so there was a couple there, and I'm 6 foot tall. He must have been 6 foot 6, maybe 6 foot 10. Um, Him and his wife, I think they're pastors in a ministry. They got 5 kids and live in a 3 bedroom apartment in Atlanta or somewhere in South Carolina. They came across this, someone gave them a call, and they decided they're going to invest in the biggest pack that there is, the $1,750 ones, and say, okay, that means that we probably miss rent next month, but we'll have a crack at it. Seriously, the first home meeting that they had that first week, they had 4 people in the meeting. And you think, oh, that's not very good. 6 weeks later, they have an in-home meeting and they had 75 people at the meeting.
Mm.
And they are 2-star directors and just about to hit 3-star director. They are
Yeah.
fired up. Basically, they say that someone had been praying and they're at this 7-Eleven store and they see this lady. And 3 times, I think he tried to make himself such that he could speak with her. Fourth time, he said, well, okay, I'm going to go and do it anyway. Turns out the lady owns a cleaning company. They've had massive problems. She has massive shoulder problems and elbow problems. They patched her there and then, and the rest is history. It
He
was
asked
just
her,
powerful.
but his language, like he said to her, I saw you in the place, like, are you open to making some side income or something or other, he said, right? And she was like, "Oh God, yes, I need to make some." And he goes, "Well, have you got any discomfort in your body at the moment?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I got short shoulder." So he said, "I patched her," and then they exchanged details. Anyway, they were in the room, but they're the ones, yeah, that are rocking the
And they
feeble.
drove down from Atlanta, all further north, to be in this one meeting. They drove down.
Yeah, it was incredible. But I know why they drove down because I couldn't believe the information we were getting there. Like
Yeah.
just raw people coming off from from places going, this is what we're doing. So it was awesome. Um, all right. So they talked, Louise, I already just said we're going to go through like over the next couple of weeks because there was so much in it. So by the time you get to Atlanta, you should be pretty fired up, like, and be able to understand what they're talking about. Because he goes through the binaries, or how to build it, what to do here, what to do there. It was really, really cool. But I mean, we're standing right next to it, like, yeah, it wasn't like being at a big event. Um, so,
To be honest, you're standing next to him. He fist bumps me, grasps my hand, gives me a hug on the shoulder, and said, "Good to see you here. You were in Cancun with us, weren't you?" And I'm like, "You got a good memory, sir." He goes, "Absolutely. I don't forget a face."
oh yeah. So, Louise, also, he said at the very beginning in his opening, He said, I don't care if you're in another team and you're in this room. He goes, we are here for everybody, our team, other teams. You can use our stuff. Just do what we're doing. He's
Oh,
like, you can do it. So,
that's
and
nice.
we've got some other exciting things, that we got out from there. Yeah, it's very nice. I mean, wow. We've been in Amway and stuff. We weren't allowed to do any of that. We had to pay for everything. I mean, this is just like, wow. So four pillars they talked about there yesterday. Your why is a big factor. So we've talked about that a bit, but you have to know what you want. What are your dreams? Because you can get them here, right here, in this moment. Because LifeWave is growing across the world, and we've got some exciting news about Europe and what's happening with that. So, this is really growing. But you got to have a why. Why do you get up in the morning and speak to people? Why do I go and call somebody and ask them if they are open to a flexible opportunity that I have and I want to talk to them about it? Will they jump on a Zoom? Why do I do that? Right? But I've got my why, right? So you just have to start to envision that for yourself, and that's going to help you drive your list, write your list out, you know, work with your upline and do this because this is a passive income machine when you get it going. We saw it in Atlanta when we had Cheryl's launch
Mhm.
kind of thing, right? It was there. He went through it yesterday. It was there. There was people there, a couple of people signed up. One lady wanted to have another launch, and then you just keep building on that. Unfortunately, there was some health issues around that one. It didn't actually get off the ground for the momentum like straight away, but we're seeing it. So, we and Louise has kind of lived it. So I'm really excited for your business, to be honest. It's really cool. Compliance is important. The way you say things. Steve's going to Washington, D.C. to lobby about what they're doing with network marketing because he told us a couple of things that we're not allowed to do and the way we talk about things. So that was pretty important. Um, so I'll do a bit on that. And then duplication is very important. He said you don't need to know much about the patches. Don't do too much on that. You don't have to learn all that. It's about X39. So we go X39 Eon, right? But it's more about the passive income side. And then you have to make a commitment to do this. You can't do it as a spare time business. Oh, I'll just come back and forth. You've got to decide how much time you're going to make to do it and then work around what you can do from that. So let's go through it. So we've got the why. Do you want to talk about the why, Canute?
Thank you for putting
Got
me in
any
it, Danny.
notes? Well,
Um,
if you do,
Before that.
well, I look at it this way. You either have a big why for something you want, and it can be rephrased or paraphrased as um, what if time was not an objection, what would you be doing,
Mhm.
right? The other adjunct to that is what are you wanting to run away from? Is it the fact that you've got a big fat mortgage? Is it the fact that you've got credit cards that don't say 00 on every single line? Um, it's either one or the other, or it could be both. Some people start with this for a health reason, but one of the things that really stuck out for me in Orlando last week, or yesterday actually, it feels like it was last week, um, it was the fact that people wanted an extra set of income or an income stream that is not tied to themselves working 10, 12, 14, 16 hours a day. There are people out there that are working two jobs, three jobs. If they're still alive, they might have a fourth job. So the fact is that we can help people supplement and augment very, very quickly. Remember, the first thing that comes off when people start building this is the product introduction bonus. Now you get $75 for an advanced pack. You get 100 or so for an advanced plus, and then you get $405 for a premium pack when someone registers on that. And that means that, let's say the guys that invested their $1,750 of rent money, if they registered someone on 4 premium packs, they would have had the money back, except tax and sales tax and shipping. But when you have momentum and you follow Stephen Gina's system, the 2020 or the 5-5, introduce 10 people in 90 in 10 in 30 days, then whether it's 35 or 75 times 10, that's still $750, right? And upgrade yourself as and when you can, so you get the premium pack, because then you have the ability to lend people patches as they register, so they can get going right away. So the dream is the motivator or the fear of something. And then you just got to lock and load. And in all of that is just make sure you become a core member. We're going to talk about that in a second. But being core meaning, okay, I'm going to do step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the pro system. And when you do, and you keep that momentum going, then you will have a way of setting yourself free and leaving a legacy for you and your family. Louise, you have a hand up.
Mhm. Is there a time that maybe in one of these sessions we can do role playing for a business person, what you would say to them if you would recommend that they get the premium? Because I've, had people sign up core in advance, but I've never had the opportunity to sign up anyone for 1750. And I know that in my mind, you cannot start a franchise for $1,700. And so
Yeah.
really it's a good deal, but it's all about belief. I want to be prepared to overcome an objection when I see someone that really needs a premium because their business, just like the lady with the dry cleaner, she's hurting. I don't know what to say because I don't know. I just would like to learn how to say in a positive way to lead them where they need to be. You two
Right.
signed up as a premium. I've never done that. But if I could have the tools on what to say to a person that should get a premium, like the people that we interviewed, had a meeting with the other day,
Yeah.
you know, that's what they should have. But I
Right.
don't know what to say to lead them to that, maybe because I'm just not equipped in my
So
mind.
yeah, so I would think the I love this system here. Like I've been talking about, better health and all that, like it works, right? But
Mhm.
on the other hand, this is targeting business people.
Yeah, I
This
know.
is when you prospect them,
Mhm.
this is this is where I think you're going to get more like advanced and premium because
I
I
just
don't
sent
know.
you, hang on, I just sent you Louise and I sent you Julie.
Uh,
Part of the presentation at the end yesterday, they were talking about why Lifeway versus a conventional business. And if you
yeah.
look at those slides, you will see traditional business are having these challenges. I
Mhm.
don't know, Louise, if you can send that to Cheryl as well for me, please.
Yeah.
And Will as well. So I'll send it. But what I'm saying here is that if you know that those are the pain points,
Mhm.
and you go to the other side, here are the benefits,
Mhm.
right? We don't need to run a Q&A session on it because you can read that slide as fast as I can. Your experience in business over the years, you will go, yeah, 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 yeah. When you read that, those are questions that they then turn around and ask.
So based on our experience, I came in, I had an X39 experience, right? Like straight away. It made me look more at the patches. So then I came back and I went, oh my God, Canute, like I, you know, and I didn't really know, but we in our brain, I'd never said this to my sponsor because she was sort of at me a bit, and I'd never told her that I had network marketing experience at the time. But once we got into it, Canute was like, oh, we need to get the bigger pack. So she didn't actually do a sales job on us
Oh.
because we actually just went, well, we want the big one because I've got people I know.
Mhm.
Right. So those people the other night, I I would like to talk to them again. They were great, but she's got a big list. So they need a premium pack so they can get it rocking. But we need to get their why out of them,
Mhm.
right? So I'll just come back to the why for a second. But yeah, if you just say you want more money, it's not going to cut it. I'm talking generally for everybody here.
Mhm.
So it's not going to cut, it's a wish. So your why is what that money means to you.
Mhm.
So freedom or time, right? With time with your kids. So Will is on this and Will has his kids part-time, right? So it'd be great that you wouldn't have to be at work when you've got the kids, right? Or you could have them more often, sort of thing, if you had extra money. I'm just giving you an idea of how you could set up your why. Or you can take your kids on, trips so they can go to explore other places besides Tallahassee, for instance. So, goals to get off medication, you want to set up a legacy. What is it that makes you show up even on the days you don't want to?
So
Um,
the cool thing here is, I think it was Henry Ford who said this. I'd much rather have 1% of 100 men than 100% of me.
Mhm.
So when people feel the fire in your belly for what you're going for, and I read another quote today is, imagine that your freedom lies at the end of 1,000 no's. How quickly would you get through the thousands?
very.
But you got to know what that freedom is for you. Is it the fact that you want to go traveling more? You want the top of the range double barrel shotgun for your competition? Is it for me? I mean, I have a dream now, and that is to get myself certified as a technical diver, meaning that I can actually descend down to say something like 400 feet underwater. So that takes time, it takes study time, it takes practice. It means that I have to fly down to somewhere like Cozumel and spend 2 weeks down there to get the certification and the training. So what is then your driver? Because when we can link arms and we can help you get it. And
That's when everything sits on that.
because we are a number of pages ahead in the manual of you guys, right?
Yeah.
So then you guys have to lean on our experience. Don't try to do it on your own. Don't try to modify the presentation.
Oh
Let's
yeah. Yeah.
cookie cutter, cookie cutter, cookie cutter, and make it as easy as possible for people to pick up. One thing that came out of this meeting yesterday, and you should have been there, Louise, that was powerful.
Wish I could have.
But it was stinking hot. The AC wasn't working. But never
Oh,
mind. Anyway, one thing that really clicked in is that the immigrants that are here legally
Oh,
with a tax file number and everything else and can start a business, they came here for the opportunity.
oh yeah. And there was a stack of them in there, and they're Brazilians
The
and
whole Brazilian team.
Hispanics, but and then that got me thinking because I know a couple, so I've set them up a few meetings now because I'm like, oh, but they seem to be a bit more open.
Because they have a why.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the number of remittances from foreign-born first or people with green cards who just become nationalized in the US. They send back massive amounts of remittances to their home countries every single month.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what have we got time? I was going to say. So here's a little bit of homework. So take a couple of minutes and write down what your why is. Think about your dreams. And I have a dream book that I've got that I can send you if you want it, to help you think about that. Because that's going to drive everything else we're talking about and here. And ever since I saw a networking model when I was 32 or something, I was like, holy moly, can I get out of my job if I just get good at this? Are you telling me what? I never knew that. I never thought that. I was always brought up to be employed, you know. So we've got a real shot at it right here. I would like to have 6 trips a year and 500,000 passive income. Be pretty cool. The
I mean,
people in that room had 5 million. I was like, what?
remember, Julie and I, we're going on our sixth free trip with Lifeway. Mine, will be my eighth network marketing free trip.
So I've worked out how to get those trips now that we've been on a heap of them. And it's yeah, there is personal development. There is some personal development in it, but I've worked out how to do it. I'm not scared of it at all anymore. So that's a lot of growth, but I can certainly help you.
All
So
right,
let me just move on.
next slide, next slide. Yep.
So this is for oh no, I was gonna say it's for Will, it's not for Will, but it's compliance. So little things, especially in the US, right? You're not allowed to say X39 healed my injuries, healed my knee, for instance. Um, my body feels back towards its optimal health. Okay, my discomfort disappeared when I was wearing the patch. Okay, my knee pain's gone away when I was wearing the patch because I wore these patches. That's okay. This cured my pain is not okay. This treats my knee. This treats my heart. This treats my pancreas. Negative. Supports overall wellness. This
There's,
fixed my issue.
there is a major reason for this because LifeWave is growing at such a rate of knots. And the main thing here is that the medical establishment and or any competitor product out there, they want to take us down. And especially here in the US with the lawsuits that are flying left, right, and center, should you end up on the wrong side, is that we don't want to slow the company down by doing that. So we got to be careful with what we say in public. If you're having a one-on-one with someone, of course you can say it helped me this, it helped me that, but train yourself not to say it fixed that or whatever, what's not. Someone
Yeah.
comes to me and say, "Oh, I got a problem with bone and bone." I said, "Well, we might be able to help you with that."
Yeah. So I had a guy on the Zoom this morning and he has bone on bone and he wanted help with his knee. And I just said, oh, I could introduce you to Louise, right? I said, Louise used to have bone on bone, but she's doing squats now. She's doing like 60 squats when she's at the gym. No sign of any knee issues, right? And he's like, oh my God, I would love that. So I kind of just, you dance around it. But yeah, just healed. The word healed is a no-no,
Next, please.
right? So yeah. So all right. Thank you, Canute, for that little jig along. Um, again, this was a passive income session yesterday. How to get it, what to say, find the right people. Patch, where your patches every day, your result is your story. And then invite. So if you can, hang on a second. So building a duplication machine. The question is how isn't how much you can do, it's how many people can do what you do. So it's how many people can do what you do. So if only you can do it, it's a job. If your team can do it, it's a business. So patch is non-negotiable. Your team copies what they see you doing, not what you tell them. So wear your patches every single day. Can you just show your arm? Have you got your patch on?
No, it's
He normally has a patch on his arm because it's a tax deduction. So you can do that if you don't have hairy arms. I normally have one here. I wear it when it's visible when I'm out. Um, So you can have a health conversation, you can have covering the cost, etc. We've been through that. We will keep going and repeating. Um, okay, so this is where most people have problems when they go to sign someone up and then leave them alone. So we have a system for after you've signed them up, what to do. We have a business launch behind it as well. You've got to sit with your new person and show them, and then we can help you if you've signed up with us. We can help you and teach you how to do that. We have the systems in place to do that. So don't just run off and think I have to do this on my own because we want to create a duplication machine, and then you can go off and go to the Bahamas and your team's still growing, right? That's what we want. Um,
The one thing I said about people is that you try to categorize people. You either say that they are wearers, sharers, or builders.
right.
And
So,
you can very quickly find out where they are when you invite them. And they say, yeah, I'd like to get this for myself. Yes, I'd like to have the cost of the patches covered. And people say, some people, there are very few, to be honest with you, that goes, yes, I like 500 or 1,000 bucks extra per week or per month.
oh, I think a lot of people say that, but they don't do anything.
That was I meant. That's what I meant is that the commitment to follow through.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So Steve and Gina were saying you need three. You need three builders. So they're talking about real builders, and you find them in depth. So you need to have launches, and then we run off that. So those people we met the other day, Louise,
Mhm.
they are in that realm, right? She's
Mhm.
got experience. She knows a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
So we just got to keep her in this. So she's a nurse. She's going to want to know about the other patches. We're going to go, just hold on. Just hold
Mhm.
on. You don't need to learn all that. Just get the X39 on and, maybe the Eon. But like, I would love to see them have a launch,
Mhm.
and maybe two launches and maybe four Zooms,
Mhm.
with all the people they know. So
Mhm.
that's our goal because then we want to leverage off those people and start driving it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So,
it's very
so
exciting.
in other words, I'm just have some key points from what happened yesterday. Share with people because there are people praying for what we have available. They're
Yes, that
praying
was
for
evident in the room. Yeah.
they're praying for $250, $500 extra per week or per month, just so they can pay for the kindy sessions for the children. Man,
Yes.
I did not know that it's that dang expensive to put kids into childcare.
Mm.
That is just frightening.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And then
All right.
some people are so stubborn that they don't, even if you put it right in front of them and gave them a knife and a fork and a spoon, they would never touch it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So they started with personal development yesterday, pretty much. Your why and personal development. So we're talking to people and we get some prospects and then we go, oh, they didn't answer or they ghosted me or, people fall off. You're like, what's happened? You don't have to worry about it. Everyone does it. I get it all the time too. And I go, well, how come that person? I actually had someone come back to me yesterday and he said, oh, I'm so sorry. I've been hard to get hold of. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. Because he was really interested. I gave him some patches. I was thinking you could at least answer your phone. But anyway, signed up today, so I'll forgive him. But um, so you've got to think about how many hours you can commit to LifeWave. It's a part-time business. It's not a spare time business. Now, the biggest key is to get your list done. It's write it out, write down and work with your upline. I cannot stress this enough. Work with your upline so that you can talk about these people because we have some awesome lines for them when you call them. And we're looking for the people that are looking. Okay, so we're not calling up people and causing a ruckus. It's a genuine phone call. And really, when you look at how many hours will you commit, it's like, can you do an hour a day? And then we've got the thisisitteam.com. So that's the system. So you
I
can go on
remember a
there.
guy who reached the highest level in Amway in Australia. And while he was running for the top level, he was a semi-professional soccer professional. That's a contradiction in terms of a professional professional. Anyway, and he said, okay, I'm going to put the soccer on the shelf for 18 months. I'm just going to run around, but I'm not going to play any competitions or anything like that. Sure enough, 18 months later, he was at the top level and he could go back and do what he wanted. So you had to give up something to get something.
Right. So as I said before, there's been some PD. I have had a lot of growth. I can patch anyone. I can walk up to pretty well anyone and get a patch on them. I know how to win the trips now because like the more people you patch, the more points you get. So, that I wish that for you. Um, it's really just having that commitment to learning the system, not intentions, not distractions. I mean, I don't know, an hour a day. I don't know. Is that a lot? I don't know.
Steven Gene has got more than 1,000 people from their team going to Hawaii.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, I've got goosebumps. 1,000. Wow. So they said that's their biggest ever. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, you just got to segue and go, okay, I've got to do this. This is part of what I have to do. So that is building your list. And it doesn't matter if you're in Thailand, it doesn't matter if you're in Sydney or in Tallahassee. I build my list. I keep on going with my list. But I'm going to give you a couple of lines in a minute, and they are simple. And you're just looking for the right people. So this is it team is their system. Of course, the school, that all of it, the system is in that school. This is it team school. So there's two videos I would like you to watch first, and they are the binary with Steve Merritt. So he goes through that. Louise and Cheryl and Will for going to Atlanta. Please watch that. I want you to watch that before you go there
It's
because you're going to understand it a way lot better when you're there because of the pre-work you've done. So
it's under the section called onboarding, and it's the second and the third video. It's a total about an hour 10 of videos.
yeah.
The second
Uh,
and the third, not the first one. It's three videos in onboarding. It's the second and the third.
Okay, got it.
Okay, next to
Yes.
it.
Yeah, so school and we've got the action plan, so we've got that book. I think some of you have got this book. So the system. They have Saturday trainings. We're going to be a lot more on this. We missed the ball on this actually. They have Saturday trainings 1 p.m. Eastern every week. So you can get used to the system by watching that. Now, they do record them as well. So, but I'm going to make a habit that I'm going to watch it. I used to watch it and now I'm like, oh, I missed it. But you know what? When we got into that room, it was more like, oh, okay, that's what you do, right? So your brain's like tapped into it. Oh, I need to do this. Oh, I need to do that.
Mhm.
Because it's just following a system. We're not all over the place. So it's what I love it.
1
Um,
1 p.m. Eastern Standard every single Saturday.
yeah, and
That
it's
on, is that the school website
No, that's on Facebook.
of Facebook?
Or just
Oh, well, yeah, let me find that. I think it's on This Is It team as well. I get an email every day of all their things, but it's a Saturday training. Oh, yeah, they do it on Facebook as well. I'll have a look and let you know, Louise.
Thank
are
you.
you on the Facebook page, Louise?
No, I'm not. I'm on the,
Yeah, we need to get you on there. The same with Wade, the same with Will, and the same with Sharon.
Yeah. So they said they don't really do much online. He actually explained why, because he was saying there's so many rules that he said we couldn't, you just keep getting cut down. So that was kind of interesting. So, but they don't really, they don't do, they're just pulling in people who want passive income.
Babe, next.
Um, and then B Core, change or remain employed. I thought that was pretty cool. So, oh, I don't like the nose. Okay, that's being employed. Stay employed. Just get used to it and keep rolling and improve, right? Improve. Okay, so where are we up to? Okay, your roadmap to May 1st. So we've got the incentive running, 5 in the binary either side for the free X39, 5 preferred customers, free Eon sleeve. So that's good. I'm working on that. I've signed up a few preferred customers, Louise. I've done a few.
good, good. Congratulations. Way to go, Julie.
I had one come back to me today and he got an email from LifeWave saying, "Oh, congratulations on your new business." And he called me, he's like, "I don't want a business." And I was like, I don't know why they sent you that. That's silly. We did it online. He saw it. But anyway, I'm helping some people, so that's good. Um, so 4 weeks, you're going to get every skill you need, and that's that one. So that's May 1 deadline.
And by the way, there is a new travel incentive rolling out in April. And hot off the press.
And we're going to go, Louise. You're coming on the next one.
I know. I know.
Uh,
Let's hurry up.
And Cheryl.
And
That would be fabulous.
Wade, you're in Thailand, but your address is in Australia, so you could actually fall into the European one. And Will, you can come with us on the next one as well, wherever that is in the US or in the Caribbean or wherever they go. However,
We're free.
there is actually the water machine will be released in April.
Oh, let's hold that till the end, can we?
Okay,
But
move on then.
let's remember to talk about the water machine because we got the
We're
good
at
oil
50
on that.
minutes. We're at 50
All
minutes.
right, Canute. I'm on it. All right. So I had some requests about this. We are going to do more on this in the next few weeks, but we got the warm market, which was week 4. So when I say warm market, I mean the people that you know. People like I'll just talk about people in Tallahassee, right? So you've lived here all your life, or pretty much most of your life. They're people you know. We haven't lived here that long. We've lived here for 13 years now. So we just met people cold, from that. Um, so yeah, it's a little different. My warm list is in Australia because I lived there for 40 years, right? So um, I have half of my list is Australian and in Europe because I've lived in Europe as well and played tennis in Europe. So I have lots of different friends there, right? So when I talk about warm, they're the people that you know. So what they said was, if I these lines, so get on your list. It's if I sent you a video, would you look at it? So they're just saying these are the kind of easy ways to remember. So it's if I was having an event at if I'm having an event at my house tomorrow, would you like to come? So you kind of it's easy just to add and just remember what to say, basically. So, um, Zoom's testimonies education, I covered that a little bit before. The testimonies website is down. They are working on it warp speed to get it back up so it's compliant. We have Telegram. We have a number of testimonies in there that we can use till they have their link back up. Always, this is at info.com. It covers patents and the technology. So that's a good one for people who want the information and basically not saying too much, PKing the interests. Cold market, just real quick. Cold market is the people that you don't know that you meet today. Like, I met a couple of guys today at tennis. So all I do, it says here, detach and be yourself. So I go, hi, how are you? I'm Julie, who are you? Like, da da da, having a bit of a joke with them. So next time I go, I'll probably do a little bit more and just see how they go, right? But they're cold. They don't know me from anybody. So when you prospect these people, you got to detach from the result.
And
Because
never run with a patch unless there's an obvious physical something going on. Run with form, family, occupation, recreation, and a message or money.
yeah.
Family,
So
yep.
yeah. So until you get really good at it, please don't get offended if people don't get back to you or say no, because that's part of life, really. Um, and you just have to be bolder to talk to these people. And I'm going to cover it more next week. Turning objections positive as well. We're going to cover that. So then we're going to do follow up and then your mindset as well, coming up through that. But I can't do it all today because you'll be like, oh my God, she's just talking, talking, talking. So, um, and let's see, warm. But yes, your list is everything. So, um, Facebook list, off your phone, email list. I mean, people everywhere are hurting. I mean, I met an Aussie in Vegas, an Aussie girl who works for these people, but she lives in the Gold Coast. She lives around the corner from my brother. It's just crazy. And she grew up in where I was first a cop in Coffs Harbour. So we were chatting and I was just talking about this and that. Anyway, I'm showing her the business and she's got a Juice Plus business. But she travels around the world with these people. And I was like, ooh. And she goes, I've never heard of LifeWave. but she was kind of cold, but became kind of warm because I lived there and stuff, right? So I just sort of got on. But then I said to her, and she said, I've never heard of it. Oh, I'll take a look. I went, great. Um, where was my lines?
What are you talking about, darling?
Oh, I had some good lines. Anyway, we'll see if they turn up. Okay.
Darling, you're running
So,
out of time.
okay, it's all right. So, warm market, here's a couple of lines. Short video. If you want to send them a short video, I don't want to mess this up for you. I want you to get 100% of the information. If I sent you a short video, would you watch it? So if you're, a friend of yours and you're kind of like, oh, just say, oh, I don't want to mess it up because I want to know more. I want to know more. Like I had a guy on the phone today and he wanted to know more. I knew to say, oh, I can't talk now. I've got to go to tennis, right? So make it short. So I don't, and otherwise you could say, I don't want to mess it up for you. I want you to get 100% of the information. So if I sent you a short video, would you watch it? Right. So you just keep doing that. I'm hosting a Zoom tonight. If I sent you the link, would you be able to jump on? I'm hosting an event at my home tomorrow. If I sent you an invite, would you attend? So that was what they said. And would you? So educate the uneducated. We need to get back to them to see if they've looked at the information. So that's the follow-up process. We did that already. So we're just closing from this.
I have a
Um,
question, Julie, while
yes,
you're flipping screen. Which of the videos would you recommend be sent? I've been sending the testimonials that we've had. So
right.
which one would you recommend?
So the testimony side is down now,
Right.
because of the compliance.
So they
So
wouldn't be able to access whatever I
right.
sent them. Mhm.
Well, probably not. Well, it depends when you did it. I think it's been down for about a week. So,
Okay.
but it's going to come back up soon, but they're collating new ones at the moment. So, um, I would say, depending on what your information has been, like how you've dealt with them, I send people if they go, well, you haven't sent me anything about how it works. So I go, oh, this is it, info.com. And I say, where was that one? Let me go back.
I think there's one extra question here, Cheryl, that we need to talk about. And that is quite simply, are you leading with the patch as someone's having a challenge? Or is it coming in as an opportunity to supplement and augment your income or your family's income?
I think I've been leading with the patch,
Right.
but I'm
So,
trying to change my language as I'm listening to you guys. But for now, I've been leading with the patch.
Got it.
right.
Yeah.
So what I'll do, I actually thought I had these lines on here. I've got them in my gallery.
The other thing
I
that,
want to give this to you tonight. I don't want you to miss this.
okay,
Um,
one thing here that I'd like to say. Steve, in his invite, he always talks about the fact is that as our body gets older, we need to be able to repair our body as quickly as we did when we were younger. As we grow older, we lose that ability. I didn't know I needed stem cells or active stem cells. My doctor certainly didn't know. So in and around repairing our own body with whatever is going on, whether it's a hip, whether it's a shoulder, whether it's a back or whatever, in and amongst that is let's look at what the technology can do for our overall body. Because number one is to maybe fix something that's going on right here, right now, but it's the rejuvenation of the entire body. I mean, I'm looking at Louise, and she's hardly recognizable from 2 years ago.
right.
So that's what I'm talking to people about is, yes, I come across this technology that can help us repair and regenerate our body and keep on doing it and keep on doing it and keep on doing it.
So in terms of testimonies, then I would use them from Telegram at the moment if you need to do that. So Evolve Testimonies. They've got a 10,000 on there. But I would just use them because we don't have the other one at the moment. Otherwise, I would, you could maybe text me. I've got a couple of videos for like arthritis and lupus and all that stuff. Of video, like little videos, like 30 seconds of people talking about it. Um, and I think that's about it with that. I found these lines now, actually. I used it today and it worked, so it was pretty good. So
You-
I asked this guy, I like this. So I have a flexible opportunity I can share more information about. Let me know if you're interested. So I really liked that. I had these guys were standing up and saying they were using it, and I was like, that's really neat. I have a flexible opportunity I can share more information about. Let me know if you're interested. So the question here was somebody said to them, I haven't found a way to earn extra income. I don't know if people talk about that, but they kind of talk about it, right? So you could use, I have a flexible opportunity. I can share more information about it if you are interested. Um, I called a guy today. He's great. I worked with him at the airport. He loves traveling. He's Colombian. Great people skills. I mean, I'm not just picking anyone. I mean, he is great. You know, he's about 35, and I know he's married, and he was a lovely guy. Anyway, I hadn't spoken to him for 3 months. So I called him. I texted him. I said, "Are you available for?" I did a voice text, voice thing, and he comes straight back to me and said, "You can call me." So I called him and I said, "Hey, how's everything going?" Da da da. Had a little bit of a chat, and I said, "Hey, I was just wondering, I've got a flexible opportunity that I could share with you if you would like to make some more income. Are you interested in that?" And he goes, "Yes." And I said, "Okay, well, maybe you and I and your wife can meet with my husband and we can go." And then he was like, "Yeah, we could do that." And then he's like, told me a bit about his wife. And then he said, "Well, maybe we could just do it. Like, could we do a Zoom or can you do it on the phone?" I said, I got to go to tennis. I can't do it on the phone now. And I do really want to show you something. So we're Zooming tomorrow at 5. So we've got him straight to a Zoom, right? He hasn't seen the patch or anything. If I get him to a Zoom and they go, "We want to try it" or whatever, I'll get the sample to him, right? But he's looking for extra income. I was like, how can he? I mean, he's great. He travels all over the place. So I was like, I can teach you, because he was like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I've got to show you." And he's like, "Oh, okay, this sounds good." I'm like, "You
Uh,
can do it
uh,
anywhere."
I have another line for you.
Yeah.
I have a blessing I'd like to share with you.
It is a blessing.
I have a blessing I'd like to share with you. When do you have some time?
I just have to add this, it's a blessing. I have no knee pain. I don't get any more shots. And that's what you call to
There
me,
you go.
it's a blessing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's real. I
And
have no need, no pain at all. And,
right.
2 years ago, I was just looking at a picture. My ankle was wrapped up in a brace and my knee was wrapped up in a brace when I was playing tennis. I don't even know where my braces are. Seriously. I
Well,
haven't, it's amazing. It really is a
yeah.
blessing to be
And
able to be active again at my age.
I was talking about you to sell this guy, to get this guy in as the preferred customer. Because I said, I know a lady who's almost 74 and
Mhm.
he's 74 and
Okay.
he's got, the knee issue that you had
Uh-huh.
and all that. And he's like, "Oh, that'd be so great." I'm like, "Oh, I said, you have to meet her because she's doing knee bends and she's doing squats and
Flipping
yeah,
tires. Tell him I'm flipping tires.
right. I will. I will. He's a sporty guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean they're pretty easy, right? You just got to have a list and a why. And I'm looking at all mine. I'm like, oh, okay. So anyway, I called him. I hadn't spoken to him for 3 months. I've been putting it off because I didn't really know what to say. But now I go, oh, you know what? You just got to say it.
Flexible opportunity.
Cheryl, you have a question.
Yes. So as I'm listening to you guys, my mind is turning. I'm rewriting my list. I had reached out to a friend a while back and shared about mom or husband had a stroke, et cetera, et cetera. And she hadn't done anything. I keep following up and she hadn't done anything. and I know she's currently unemployed. So I'm hearing this flexible opportunity language
Sounds good.
because I've been, and I even shared that this is a testimony with her prior because I know that her husband had a stroke. Would I go back now at this point and talk about the opportunity? Because she's
I
done
would.
nothing. She's done nothing.
Right. I would. She's probably not heard you. You know, people don't.
Mhm.
I mean,
They forget.
we signed up this huge influencer in Dallas. I'm thinking about how we can get him to invite all his friends. Right. But he said at dinner when we were over there, Canute's been going for a year, and he spoke to someone at another event. It told him about the patches. But we've been giving him patches that he didn't even realize because they're so busy, and if she's more focused on other things, they're not, it's just like this. So I'd just say, I've got a flexible opportunity for you. You know, you
When
can make some more
you,
money. Are you interested? Maybe she needs to hear that, you
I
know?
have, I have as a hunch that she likes helping other people, right?
She does. She's also
Then,
a caregiver.
yeah, so that's what I said. The line that I said is, I had a blessing for you. Come across something that would be
Mm.
a blessing for you, your family, and your friends and acquaintances. But I
Yeah.
need you
If
to
I
get some
sent,
time.
yeah, if I sent you a link, if I sent you a Zoom link, would you jump on and let me show you?
But I've shared the testimonies with her of the patch. So I think my how do I deliver the same message? Because I approached it from a wellness perspective,
Mm.
helpful perspective. So now,
Oh,
how do I
okay.
translate it to the opportunity?
Now, this is another thing. You can say, I'm apologizing because, I just sort of got this technology and I didn't know what I was doing, right?
Oh,
You can
okay.
kind of take it
Yeah,
back and
yeah.
go, I messed up and I didn't even show you the real power of this. So,
Ah, I like
for
that.
something like that. So you can kind of
Yeah,
take the blame when you're
yeah.
talking to her and she goes, oh,
I like
'cause she
that.
hasn't said no.
No, no, because she keeps saying, I'll look at it, but she still hasn't said anything. And I
Right.
followed
So,
up a couple times with her.
yeah. So, yeah, maybe you could go that angle. And
I
then you
like
could
that.
go, if you don't get anywhere with that, then go, when would be a good time for me? Like obviously now's not the right time. So when would it be a good time for me to contact you again? Like a
Can we
month?
put something in the calendar? Try
Yeah,
to
something like
short
that.
Okay.
circuit it and go, I mean, hey, we're having a meeting. And this is the other thing here as well, guys, is that we don't have to hang and wait for someone to put on a big event, in-home meeting or anything like that. Um, Grab yourself the PowerPoint, create the PDF and say, hey, grab 15 minutes. I want to show you how this could help you, your family, friends, and acquaintances with an amazing technology that's just become available to help us with our bodies.
We
Just
have we've got this on record, by the way, so I'll put it on our YouTube channel so you can get that.
okay.
Is that helpful?
Yes, very.
Okay.
Thank you.
So remember, we were in the room yesterday, like we were going from the fire hose. So there's a lot of stuff. And you're going to be in the room in Atlanta, but I really want you to get this because then you'll get more when you get there. That makes sense. So you're not learning stuff this when you get in the room. So
Yeah.
you'll be listening to other things. But
I One last thing. I was driving and I heard you in between my calls dropping. You said something about I want you to watch this video before the Atlanta thing. What video was it?
that was Steve's binary.
We
It's
will
Okay.
in school, it's under onboarding.
Okay.
we will send you the link
Okay.
by text. Make sure you register with the DCC team for school, and then we'll give you the instructions on how to find those two videos.
Okay.
Yeah. Because yeah, when you understand when you start understanding that's gold. Really gold.
It's basically the platform that everything else is built upon.
So we actually did that when we were at your house. So we had a
Mhm,
launch with all these people, right?
mhm.
We signed up a couple of people. There were a couple of things we would do differently now, but anyway, we were there. So we signed up a couple of people, and then one lady wanted to have another launch. That is a This Is It system. And then when we know better, we know that we should sort of target. There were a couple of other people there that we would have probably should have followed up more with, at the time. Like, but anyway, and then you can, because when you've got this goal, you're like, oh, we want to get like 4 launches out of this. You start to build depth and people come in. So anyway, we've seen it. We know what it looks like, and we've got a goal set to the more people we can get in seats in Atlanta at this, the bigger it'll be for you. I don't know if we can get Bell over, but that would be,
Yeah.
that's the closest one.
So remember, people were driving in from North Carolina to come down to Orlando.
Yeah, yeah, they're coming from
Basically,
everywhere.
so basically, for them, it was urgent enough that they decided they can't wait a month. They drove through Atlanta to get down to Orlando.
Mm, mm.
That's how
So,
important these meetings
yeah,
are.
yeah. Oh, yeah. This is I don't know if you heard this, Cheryl, but we're in Amway in Australia. Like we work with Crown Ambassadors in Amway. We didn't get access to this stuff. This is amazing. Like he said at the very beginning, Steve. I don't care if you're not in my team. You can learn this system. You can drive this. It's like, so we have an event. We have the event in Dallas. If you have people in Dallas, or around that area, it's combined with LifeWave, so there is a cost. It's $85. They are going to have a This Is It one in June in Dallas, but I mean that's a little while away. So the Dallas one is a little different, but they have got all of the LifeWave people there. Um, the Atlanta, so BBS is Business Building Seminar. So when you see that, it's This Is It team. So it's passive income. This is how you drive the binary. This is what you say, da 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 da. So BBS Dallas and Munich. So we had Steve and Gina got up there at the end and they said Europe is like open. He goes, no one's doing anything there. He goes, I'm going to Munich for the LifeWave presentation. And he goes, they sold 25 tickets the first day that they opened it. He goes, then it was like 250. He goes, then I said, I'm coming. So now they've sold 1,000 tickets. He goes, now they're looking for another venue. He goes, like he's got his, This Is It team. Like, so he's getting all these people in there. So we have a Norwegian kind of team with people in Latvia and stuff. So they're pretty fired up about going. So if you have any international connections, this is middle of June.
More to
This
the
is a
point,
good time for
don't
that.
exclude anyone. If you know someone who comes from a foreign country, whether it's in Douglasville or whether it's in Atlanta or whether it's in Louisville, anyone who has connections out of the country, it is so fundamentally important. This is one of the reasons why a team in Amway called Network 21 grew to the size that it was, because it originated out of Australia and there's every single nationality in Australia, and they kicked it back home.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is really cool. So we'll keep in touch about that. But if you can think about on your list, um, connections. And then we've got really nice, flexible opportunity. You want people to have a look at it. That's what
Oh,
you want.
let me say this. Can you stop the share for a second and give me the share?
Okay.
Yeah, hang on, I'm going to.
And download the plan so that, when people go yes, then you can just show them.
Okay, so I want to show you this. Go to this website, thisisitteam.com/events. And I want you to have a look at this because you guys know every single person around this country. This is where the This Is It team is going in the next few.
Wow. Yeah.
I kid you not. If you know anyone in those areas, take a picture of this or go to the event. If you haven't gotten yourself a ticket for the Unstoppable event, it's until tomorrow midnight. They have a ridiculous introductory price. It's like 3 days, 2.5 days in Orlando. It is drinking from the fire hose of This Is It team. And if this is going to explode for you in this year and the next 24 months, you've got to get people there. It's that simple. It's that simple. That this is the event. Julie and I, we are going. We already paid for it.
I don't know, the save over three when you bundle. It's
Yeah.
not $3,000. It's not that. But
It-
we'll present that a bit more in the next week because I
I'm
haven't
just
really
saying-
prepared for that.
I'm just block out your calendars and know if you have people in and around the country, whether it's in Houston or in Dallas or in Atlanta, Cleveland, St. Louis, please reach out to them and say, "Hey, I got something for show you." And we show them the Zoom and we invite them to go along and sit down and learn and drink directly from the firehouse. This is so important. People who want something out of this business, you ain't gonna get it without attending the functions.
Right, you
Period.
gotta go.
Full stop. End of story.
So, okay, so I think I'm done with that. I wanted to talk about X2O just to finish. Shall we shut off the recording?
I am gonna do that right